Hallo, meine Damen und Herren, this is Herr Cox. I certainly hope this video finds you in good spirits and in good health, along with your family. I know that these are definitely some different times, and this is a different way for you to get instruction from me than you're used to, but don't worry about it. We're all in this boat together. We're going to figure this out together, and we're going to be just fine. I wanted to take a few moments this morning to go over what you're going to be experiencing and kind of give you some tips on things and show you some different things. So this video is going to be probably a little bit longer than most of the other videos are going to be, but let's just kind of go from there. Okay, if there's some hiccups in this video, I'm sorry about that. I know how to use this, but I'm still kind of learning how to do it on the fly. So let's just go with that one. But what you need to know is that every week at 3 p.m. on Sunday, you will find the lesson for that week for German posted on your Moodle page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the Moodle page so that you can see that and kind of discuss some things. So let me shrink myself down for just a moment. All right, so we're on the German Moodle page for German 1. If you scroll down, what you're going to find is underneath Remote Learning. I've made it the very first tab that you're going to see there. You will see some important information. One, the very first thing you see at the top is some tips for helping you to be successful at home. So read through that one. There's some good stuff there that's gonna help you over the course of these next few weeks or however long it's going to be while we're doing some digital learning. The most important thing that you're going to see down here, of course, is right here in the pink. Okay, I will be online every day, Monday through Thursday, from 10 a.m. to noon and from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That link that I've given you right there is so that you can join in on a Zoom office hour. Okay, when you arrive in there, unless I'm talking to someone else, you'll just see my picture because I'll have my camera turned off. But just go ahead and make sure that you let me know that you're there, and I'll pop on screen. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. If it's something that you need to speak with me privately about, please let me know so that I can do a couple of things with that one. But other than that, we should do that. And again, we're in a learning curve, so we'll figure out this as it goes. All right. I've also included for you the Invest to Learn website that NISD has put together. So if you're finished with my lesson or the other lessons that you have for class and you still need things to do, there are plenty of things on that website for you to take some time, enrich, keep learning, and things like that. Now, specifically for German, what you're going to see is on the very top, each week, you'll see what the week is. You'll also see the lesson plans. Now, I've put a lesson plan in there for on level and a lesson plan for pre-AP. Okay, so depending upon what section of my class you're in, go ahead and click on that and it'll take you to there. Okay, now, the lesson, there's only one lesson each week. For German sometimes, though, there may be more than one part because I need you to do some vocabulary and I need you to do some grammar. Okay, most of this should not take you more than 2 hours, and in fact we're probably going to start cutting it back just a little bit to make it a little bit shorter than that one. Okay, but this is something that I know that you can do and that you can get accomplished in a good amount of time. Okay, so part 1 will more than likely usually be some sort of Quizlet or vocabulary type activity. Okay, now you guys know how Quizlet works and you know how I do those grades. So you're going to click on that link, you'll go to Quizlet. Remember, go through the flashcards, make sure that you go over pronunciations with that one, make sure you do the spell, make sure you do the learn, and then get to that quiz. If you don't remember, on the quiz, when you click on it, make sure that you change it to where you're answering in German, do multiple choice, okay? And I want you guys to do at least, change on that quiz, at least 20 out of those vocabulary terms, okay? Remember, I can see what you get on my end, so make sure that you're paying attention to that, okay? Part 2 will usually be something that has to deal with grammar, okay? So you'll go through that. Everything that you need, I have given to you on this page. So everything that you need as far as maybe pages from a textbook, maybe things that have to deal with the listening activity, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, for some of you out there, you might be going, Herr Cox, I have technology, but I prefer to have paper versions, or maybe you're doing something where you're like, my computer went out or something like that. Okay. Don't worry about that too much. Send me a text message or an email. I'm sorry, not text message. Send me an email and let me know what's going on. Okay, and I will let you know what to do from there. Also, don't forget that the school will have on hand paper versions of all of the assignments that you have here. Okay, so there are plenty of ways for you to get your grades during this time. Okay, remember, the most important thing during any of this time for any of your teachers, even if it's not just me, but for any of your teachers, is you've got to stay in communication with your teachers. You've got to let them know what's going on. Okay, we can't help you unless we know what's going on. So please make sure that you reach out to me and let me know what's going on. I'll be making sure to check in on you and things like that. So don't be surprised over the next week or so if you don't get a telephone call from me. Okay, I just want to check in on you guys. I want to make sure that you're doing okay. All right. So again, every week at 3 p.m., you're going to come to the Moodle page. You'll see this stuff here. I'll have everything uploaded for you. Okay. Remember, your assignments, just as always, I've put on there, your assignments are due the following Sunday. After I post something on Moodle, they're due the following Sunday at 3 p.m. Okay. Your Moodle stuff, remember, I can see that from my end, so there's nothing for you to turn in. Okay. The other activities that are on Moodle and stuff like that, those will be Moodle quizzes. So, just like with weekly checks and with tests and things like that, complete them online, get them done, and make sure that they're submitted. Okay. Also, just to make sure that you guys are aware on this one, you have unlimited attempts on those. Moodle quizzes and things like that. Any of those assignments, so you can do it as many times as you need to in order to get that 70% or higher. Pre-AP, remember, you're a little bit trickier. It's 80% or higher for you guys. Okay, so on level 70%. Pre-AP, I need 80%. Okay, expect a little extra out of you guys. All right. Now, a couple other things. Let me make sure that I get this too. When you click on the lesson plan, okay, when you click on the lesson plan, this is what's going to pop up. Again, on level, you have one set. Pre-AP, you have another set. There's not that much different except for the expectations and some other little things. Okay, so notice here, I have tried to make this as easy as possible. I've given you a step-by-step kind of idea of how to go through this one. Okay, so this is what's going to say the class. This is the week of. Notice here again, all work is due by April 5th. It's going to tell you what are the parts of the video, again, or the parts of the lesson. Notice here, I'm doing the video right now, so I'm giving you a message. We'll do some new material here, okay? And then, again, I'll make sure that you know where to upload those assignments, all right? So you'll see all of this stuff here. I've included links that you might need in order to help you with stuff, all right? It's broken into 3 parts. Step 1, let's get started. Okay, it's going to tell you the very first thing that you need to do and how long to expect to do the lesson, and also the objective for that particular part. Okay, it's very important for you to know that lesson 1 this week has 2 parts. Okay. Step 2, this whole idea of engage and practice. Okay, there are 2, again, with this lesson, there are 2 different parts. So again, what you need to make sure that you understand is that part 1, do all of part 1 first, and then do all of part 2. Okay, that's going to make it a little bit easier for you. So you'll see that there are different things that you need to do for those parts. Okay, this week, part 1, you need to finish your Moodle practice. Make sure that you go through the vocabulary on that one. And then, of course, part 2, this is where you're going to do some practice and review. Okay? And step 3, this is the meat and potatoes of it. This is what assignment do I have to do and what do I have to get turned in. Okay, I've put it there for you. And then notice there, down here, what to turn in. This is what you guys are looking at, what to turn in. Okay, it's right there. And notice that I've also given you a link to where it's to a printable version if you need a printable. Okay, if you're just doing it on Moodle just like you normally would, then just click on the links in Moodle. Okay, but if you need a paper version of it, it's sitting right here for you as well. Okay, so hopefully that helps to clarify what's going to be going on. I want to take just a few moments to go over what you guys are going to be doing this week. Okay. All right, so it might sound a little bit strange because I'm going to move over to my desk here. Okay. All right, but as a reminder, this week you're going to be working with telling people when you do things and making plans. That's what Pläne machen means, okay? Now, we've looked at this stuff before, but just as a general reminder, all right, we use the informal time when we're making plans with our friends, okay? So, for instance, people would ask us questions like, wie spät ist es? Or, wann treffen wir uns? When are we meeting? Okay, and so you're going to use, remember, this is the 12-hour clock. All right, now what you need to remember, just in case, is remember the word Uhr, which means o'clock. So I'm going to use that when it's straight up 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Okay, remember I'm going to use halb, which means half. Okay, if I'm going to meet somebody at 8:30, 9:30. But remember, on the 12-hour clock, it's split into two. Anything that occurs using the minute hand, anything that occurs from 1 to 29 is going to be nach. And remember, that means that you're going to use that whatever time it is after the top of the hour. So for instance, 10 nach 9 is 9:10. Okay? Viertel, make sure you know that word, Viertel, that means a quarter. Okay? So Viertel nach 9 would be 9:15, or a quarter of 9, a quarter past 9, okay? 20 nach 9, okay? That's 20 after 9, or 9:20, okay? Now, remember, this is the part where it switches. When I go over here to this side, I'm using vor. Remember that with this one, I'm telling the person however many minutes it is before the top of the next hour. So, for instance, notice that I go from halb 10, half of 10, which is 9:30, okay? Notice over here, 20 vor 10, 20 to 10. Viertel vor 10, a quarter till 10, or 15 minutes till. 10 vor 10, 10 before 10, okay? So remember, when you're operating with the 12-hour clock, anything that occurs on this side is the number of minutes after the particular hour that you're in. On this side, it's however many minutes it is before the next hour. Okay? Notice as well, with the 24-hour clock, remember we said hours and minutes. 8:30, 8:25. Okay, those types of things. But remember, with the informal clock, we're going to use the minutes, then the hours. Minutes and then the hours. Okay, so it's switched there. All right? Now, another thing that you need to remember is that if you are going to be doing something, let me move my book. All right, I'm back. We just had to fix one little thing. So, again, if we are going to be writing a sentence, so say for instance, ich gehe nach Hause Viertel vor 3. Okay? So, I go home at 2:45. Right? So if I'm going to use this in a sentence, if I need to put this in the front, there's no problem with that. Viertel vor 3. Hopefully you remember, what is the golden rule of German? What always has to go second? That's correct. You need to put the verb. Gehe ich nach Hause. Okay? Remember, I can do this right here. When I put the time in front, what I'm trying to identify or make sure that you understand completely is the idea that this is my emphasis. Okay? My time is almost done. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, I will see you online. Thank you very much. Tschüss.